even if it means getting help from foreign countries. President Tinubu has called for stronger collaboration between law enforcement agencies in the country and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, in the United States in the fight against cybercrime, terrorism, and other related crimes. During a meeting with the FBI Director, Christopher Ashere, at the State House in Abuja, President Tinubu stated that his administration is striving to eradicate terrorism, cybercrimes, and sextortion, and called for collaboration with the FBI for the fight to be won. Nikhil, let me start with you. This is the president outrightly asking for foreign support, is it?
Yes, and I think that he is asking for support from the right quarters. Everyone who knows a little bit about international politics, international security, can attest to the fact that the FBI are very, very good at what they do, and they do a lot of international collaboration with law enforcement teams across the world. They do joint investigative work with partners across the world. So the president knows that if he has the FBI on his side, they will be able to help us improve our investigative prowess. That's talking about Nigerian security agencies and the office of the NSA especially. They will be able to help with training by way of intelligence capabilities and investigative skills that will help us to neutralize domestic terrorists and dismantle their networks wherever they are within the borders of our country. So this kind of, I'm happy to see Nigeria being in a position in which it can receive help from the right quarters. And the partnership with the FBI, especially on terrorism, violent crime, cyber crime, and sextortion, will help a great deal in bringing these crimes under control within our country. Many people sit here in Nigeria and extort money from people based abroad, some of them pretending to love those people. We've seen the EFCC had in the past helped recovered monies extorted from women based in Europe and America by Nigerian men purporting to love such women. The FBI can really be of help because they have a track record and they have capabilities that we cannot say our people have an equal measure. I will not say our own security agents don't have capabilities. They have capabilities, but I will not sit here and deceive myself that they have capabilities in equal measure with the FBI or Mossad in Israel, you know. So we have to collaborate, see where we can borrow ideas, see where we can benefit from our friends in Europe and America to help us defeat insecurity. We are not saying we want America to put boots on ground here, but America can be of help, especially in the area of intelligence gathering, where we are not doing very well at this time. So I'm happy with this meeting, and I'm confident that it will help us a great deal in getting better at counter-terrorism and dealing with the threats that terrorists pose to our country.
All right, Emeka, apart from insecurity, the president is also seeking a collaborative effort to end the fight against, to push the fight against cybercrime. How can this collaboration help us in keeping our digital space safe?
Yes, of course, by using, advanced, sophisticated methods of fighting cybercrime, phishing, identity theft, some of those, all these scams, romance scams, because you find that a lot of victims, in some of these high level, in some of these high level crimes are actually in foreign countries. They're outside Nigeria. So definitely there's a need for the FBI and the other authorities, law enforcement authorities, particularly in the West, to assist Nigeria in cutting illicit flows, in making sure that they can track the footprints, the digital footprints of scammers, and make sure they get more of them arrested, tried, and jailed, and then seize the proceeds of crime. Then Nigeria also has to help. Some of the stories we hear about how people have access to funds, have access is also in the financial system, have access to certain kinds of funds, stupendous, to be able to corral large amount of funds running into billions, one individual. What it means is that the controls are loose. So the operatives in the financial system in Nigeria also need training. They need to be trained. They need to especially be trained in developing multiple layers of control, quality control, to ensure that, it's not easy for funds to disappear, within the banking system especially. And then, of course, it is salutary that the CBN that actually, in recent months, got some of these, payment platforms, to stop allowing, people to use their platforms for crypto trading and for fraud. It is good, but it has to also tighten its screws to make sure that these people do not find hope, because scammers are always looking for opportunities to, to game the system. They don't rest. So when you block them in one way, they try to find another way. So the collaborative efforts must go on. In fighting terrorism, of course, Nigeria needs the assistance of the West very much. We need the assistance of the West, to ensure that money, illicit financial flows do not get to people in terrorist groups operating in Nigeria, insurgents, so that they cannot just really operate. I mean, look at today. There was a sad report that insurgents in Sokoto State, they attacked, some communities in Sokoto State and killed, killed people. So these people are able to do some of these things because those illicit financial flows enable them to get weapons, enable them to get vehicles, enable them to get fuel, whether smuggled or whatever, and then to also disrupt the food chain, because they particularly target the food chain, and then what's the resultant effect?
All right, so terrorism, cybercrime, what good can we get from this collaboration?
Plenty. The week the FBI director, Christopher Wray, was in Nigeria, 2 guys were jailed, convicted for defrauding Americans online. So, without the collaboration of the FBI in this, it would have been almost impossible. And we must commend our own team here too. They are doing well. What I see as a big difference between us is that the likelihood of you getting away with a crime is almost nil. But crime still happens right there in the US. Every day, all of their agencies, they keep churning out wanted, whether we are talking of the DEA, the FBI, they are looking for people every day because crimes get committed. But the point for them is nobody who commits a crime must go away with it, must get away. You won't go unpunished. And it's good that we're having this collaboration. It also helps our people because also they they conduct training for our people, whether in Nigeria or outside of it. So we stand to benefit a lot, and we must work with them closely to get things sorted out. I know there is a case still ongoing, a sextortion case, where a teenager in the US had to kill himself because a Nigerian was threatening him.
All right,
Those are the
gentlemen.
kind of collaborations that we want.
All right.
Let's wipe out crime.
All right, gentlemen, let's go on a break. And when we come back, we will continue this conversation. You stay with us.